Hi guys. Uh, uh-oh. I'm gonna have, sorry, I'm gonna go out and come back in. Something's wrong with me sound. All right. Sorry. Hold on. Shoot. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Shit. Mm-mm. 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 No. Mm-mm. Okay. I don't know if this made it any better or not. Y'all have to let me know in the chat. Let me know. I tried to come out and go back in. I think it's better. You can let me know if you can hear. It says you can. Anyway, let me see how this goes. I'll take you back over here to the stove where I'm at. Went ahead and did quite a bit of stuff because the weather just does not look very good here today. It's looking pretty funky. So anyway, what I did, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this burner on to medium. And in here I have some bacon grease, 2 pieces of bacon that have been fried. I have green onion. I'm sorry, I have regular onion, 1 small onion, actually, and I have some chopped up bell peppers, different colored bell peppers in here. And I have a little bit of margarine and bacon grease. And I'm going to get this hot because this is going to go in to the 3 cans of pork and beans that I have here. So anyway, I hope y'all are here. I can't tell. So anyway, I've got the 3 cans of the pork and beans. I did put about a tablespoon of liquid smoke in here. So I'm going to get this hot in the bacon grease with the 2 pieces of the bacon that's been fried, 1 small onion, and I put 3 of the small little colored bell peppers in here. And I'm going to get this hot, and a little bit of margarine or butter. I'm going to get this hot and crisp that up a little bit, cook onions a little bit. And I made my, I got the bowl that it's going to go in this bowl. I'm going to go ahead and cook it in the oven because I don't know if our power's going to hold it for the crock pots and stuff. So anyway, so I went ahead and made the sauce up. I used bottled barbecue sauce and some liquid smoke, brown sugar, and a little bit of margarine. And I took, or butter rather, and I took it and I cooked it on the stove just so that everything was dissolved, the brown sugar and then the margarine and stuff was, this butter was dissolved in me. I don't know why I got margarine on the brain today. Anyway, I use this for the ribs, and I also am going to use it for the baked beans. And here in this bowl, I took and I actually cooked 5 of the medium to large red potatoes. I just took and boiled them till they were fork tender, and then I took and peeled them and chopped them up. And I have a couple of hard-boiled eggs in here. I have about 6 pieces of bacon in here. I have 1 small red onion chopped, and I have 1 stalk of celery chopped up in here, and some salt and pepper. And the sauce is going to go on this German potato salad. Is going to be, I have back here in a pan, which I'm going to heat up. and it's actually the bacon grease. It's some bacon grease. I hope y'all can hear me on here. Okay. It's the bacon grease, sugar. I put regular sugar in here. I put some vinegar, and you let it, and I put a little bit of olive oil in there and a tablespoon of butter. I'm just letting this dissolve on here because that's going to be the dressing for the German potato salad. Everything I looked up, that's what it said, you know, on those, and I'm going to use that one because I think that one's probably the closest to the one I used to have, and I can't find my recipe for. I haven't made German potato salad in a long time, so but I thought I'd try. So anyway, I'm heating up this dressing that's going to go over it. The eggs and I put a couple of hard-boiled eggs in there, sliced up. And again, 5 to 6 of the medium red potatoes cooked till they were fork tender. I chopped them up in here. And I put 1 small red onion, 1 stalk of celery chopped. There's salt and pepper in here. And of course, this bacon's crumbled. So I'm getting the bacon grease with the sugar. It has apple cider vinegar in it, a little bit of butter, and a little bit of olive oil. And I'm just, and I put, salt and pepper here. I'm just gonna get it hot, and then I'm gonna pour this over the German potato salad. Let me taste this. It's pretty good, it's right there. I'm very happy with the way that tastes. So, and like I said, I'm trying to get these going for the baked beans. And I am going to go ahead and start my oven at 350, and I'm going to put them in. I was going to do them in the crock pot, but I don't like the way the weather's looking, so I just rather get them done. So anyway, take this off this back burner. It's hot, and I'm going to pour this over the potatoes and the bacon, the mixture for the potatoes, the German potato salad. Oh, and I also put a little bit of fresh chopped parsley in here. I did put that in there also. I forgot about that. If you don't have celery, you could always use celery seed. I didn't make a whole bunch of this because I don't like having a bunch of leftovers anymore. So taste this. It's very good. I'm impressed with it. I haven't had it for a long time. It has me a little pepper in here. So I'm going to put just a little pinch of pepper in here and a little pinch of salt. You know? And the internet went down a while ago, and I had to restart. So I hope y'all can see and everything's okay. I don't know. It just flickered. And I said I had no connection. So anyway, let's stir that potato salad up again. Okay. There's the potato salad. It's done. And it's ready. And this is what it looks like. And you can see this. And it tastes very good. Again, this is a mixture for my baked beans. It's the onion, 1 small onion chopped, 2 or 3 of those little colored bell peppers, bacon grease, and a couple pieces of bacon I crisped up in here. And I have 3 cans of the pork and beans here with the tablespoon of liquid smoke. And I'm going to put these in here, this in here, and mix this together. And I'm going to put some of that barbecue sauce I made in here at the beans. And I'm going to stick it in the oven for about 30, 45 minutes. till they get thick and bubbly, you know, and it's all combined. Just kind of taste to make sure it's where you want it to be. That's what I do. So, and it's getting pretty close there. Okay. All right. I'm going to take these beans and I'm going to put them in here. I'm going to stick in there so they can start cooking. Let me see here. I'll go ahead and taste it. I'm sure it's fine though. Yeah, they have a good taste. A little bit more barbecue sauce. Yeah. Yeah. Once they cook in the oven and heat up good, they'll get more of the taste. Let me see here. Okay, that's good. Okay, stick them in the oven. That's the baked beans. So I'm going to take this. I have a little bit of the barbecue sauce left that we can use with the smoked sausage or the ribs I fixed. Now, I'll show you those in just a second. We'll wipe this off. So there's the rest of the barbecue sauce. And the ribs look like this. I took them, I put meat tenderizer on them, and I split them in half. I got this slab of ribs, baby back ribs, for $6.32. They were on sale for $1.99 a pound. So that tells me they're right at 3 pounds of ribs. There. And I split them in half, put seasonings or meat tenderizer on them, and liquid smoke. And I put them in a baking dish, a glass baking dish, and I put them on 350. And I put them in at noon. And I just took these out about, maybe 45 minutes ago. And then I took them out and I started putting some the homemade barbecue sauce and put them back in and let them bake a little bit. And I took them out, put more. And I also cooked a couple of links of smoked sausage, and I did it the same way. And like I said, here is the rest of the barbecue sauce. But anyway, here's the ribs and the smoked sausage there. I just walked you through the German potato salad here, and that's ready. The baked beans are in the oven. It'll be about 45 minutes on them. And I went ahead and I said I was going to make some kind of a dessert, and I already tried it. It's really good. I made it earlier. What I did, I had a couple of fresh large peaches that need to be used. So I took a frozen pie crust I had. I didn't make one. I used the Marie Callender's frozen pie crust. They're reasonably priced. For 2 of them, I think they're like $3.19, $3.39. Can't even hardly make them for that. So anyway, I used one of those, and I put it took a fork and just pricked around a little bit. I put it in a 375-degree oven for 15-20 minutes to get that bottom crust started. So it doesn't. A lot of time in your fruit pies, you'll have them where they're not cooked on the bottom. And I found out that's a way of preventing your bottoms from not getting done on your pies. And then I took it back out, and I had sliced those 2 peaches, and I put a half a teaspoon of vanilla, and I used about half a cup of granulated sugar. And it was 2 large peaches, fresh peaches that were just perfect. I did leave the filling on them because that's where a lot of your nutrients are at, and they're just really good. And I also had a little sandwich bag of some blueberries frozen, and I took those out. I drained them good, got them unthawed, drained them good. I put a little bit of sugar and flour on those so they wouldn't sink, and I mixed them in with the peaches. And I took the topping is I took and I mixed up 1/4 of a cup of flour. I mixed up 1/4 of a cup of softened butter. I put in a half a cup of thick oats in there. and I put in about between, it's between a third and a half of a cup of brown sugar. And I mix that in there, and I put a fourth of a teaspoon of cinnamon in there. And I made this crumble, and then I put it on the top. I let this pie bake until it was brown like this for about 45 minutes. And like I said, it's a blueberry, a peach, fresh peach blueberry pie. It is really good. That's going to be even better. It's going to be even better if I take and put some ice cream and Cool Whip on it. But it turned out just perfect. I wanted to make sure I could get it done. And like I said, I don't want to keep you all in these lives for a long time, because when the holiday season comes up, we're going to be having longer lives. So, but again, like with the ribs, I just took them and I split them in half. I put meat tenderizer on them. I put some liquid smoke, and I did blot them dry. I rinsed them and blot them dry. Let me go back. Blot them dry. I rinsed them, blot them dry. I took and I put olive oil on them and meat tenderizer. And I used a tablespoon of liquid smoke, and I just took and rubbed that in on them. And I baked them, the fat side up first at 350 degrees. And I took, actually, I had mixed up a little bit of pork marinade too. I forgot about that and put that on there. And I let them go. I put them in at noon, and I took them out, like I said, it's been about 50 minutes ago now. And I just kept taking them out and checking them. And I took the barbecue sauce, like I told you. I had some mesquite barbecue sauce. I took brown sugar. I took butter and put in here, and some liquid smoke. And I mixed that up real good with some brown sugar. And I cooked it on the stove till I got everything dissolved and blended well. I used that for the ribs. I used it for the 2 links of smoked sausage I fixed. And they look pretty good considering I did them in the oven, or at least I think they do. They look, I think they look just fine, Here they are. And I just kept taking them out. That last hour of cooking, I drained all that little bit of grease and stuff off of, and I just took and started spooning the barbecue sauce over them about every 15 minutes. And I did it on the fat side first. That was up, turned them over, and then I started doing the meat side. And I let them just go about another, I did that 3 times about every 15 minutes. And that way it sticks to it. You can also take and put peach preserves in there, apricot preserves. You don't want to use the brown sugar. You can use that, sweeten it. You can use honey. You can add all different kinds of flavors to kind of go with whatever, things you might like. I know people even use apple jelly. I've heard people using grape jelly in their barbecue sauce when they make, and I'm going to try that for some appetizers around Christmas with the meatball that you actually took and cooked in a crock pot with barbecue sauce and grape jelly. I know it sounds kind of off, but I actually tasted it one time at a party that they had when my husband that passed away worked, and they had those in there, and they were really good. Somebody brought them. And we all brought stuff, and they were really good. So anyway, I'm going to do those. I did go ahead and I made a few more deviled eggs like I showed you the other day. I went ahead and made some of those so we can have these for our dinner. And like I said, this is a German potato salad. And again, I think I had 6 medium-sized red potatoes. I boiled them with the skins on them. Until they were fork tender, and I took them and put them in the sink and I run water over them. I peeled them, drained them good. I took and put them in this bowl on an old cutting sheet, and I sliced them, put them back in the bowl. I added salt and pepper. I had I took and cooked all together. There's 10 pieces of bacon. I used 2 of them in the baked beans. 2 in the baked beans, and I used the rest of them here. I crumbled the bacon up after it was crisp and put it in here. And there's 2 hard-boiled eggs I sliced. And I took and sauteed in the bacon grease. I took and I put some vinegar, sugar, the bacon grease, a little olive oil, a little bit of butter, and like I said, the sugar. And I've got the salt and pepper in here. And I did take and saute in the bacon grease before I did that. I took some of that bacon grease and I cooked one small red onion that I chopped. I got 2 or 3 of the little assorted bell peppers that I chopped up and 1 stalk of celery. And that's all that's in here. And I took that dressing that I just told you about with the bacon grease and stuff. And you taste it. Make sure you taste it. It tastes good. I also put a little bit of fresh parsley in here. I cut it up. You can see. I have this much, and that's plenty, and it's stored. But anyway, I took that. You take that dressing. That's your bacon grease. It has your vinegar. It has your sugar. This bacon grease, yeah, and a little bit of butter and a little bit of olive oil. And I just took that and brought it to a boil on the stove to make sure that sugar was dissolved and it was all. And I tasted again, and I added a little bit more sugar to it. And I did put a little pinch of salt and pepper in there, and it tastes great. You get that hot and you pull it over it. That's why it's called a German potato salad. And I want to just make a few more of the deviled eggs. My grandson really likes them. And we can have these to eat on today or tomorrow. So I have the ribs, the 2 lengths of smoked sausage. I walked you through. The barbecue sauce is bottle of barbecue sauce, some butter, 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter in a pan. I took half a bottle of the barbecue sauce and I put in there, and I put about 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar, and I put about 3 tablespoons of liquid smoke, and I made that barbecue sauce up. And that's what I used on the ribs, the smoked sausage, and the baked beans. And the baked beans, again, I used 3 cans of pork and beans. I normally I put them in a crock pot, but I just don't trust the weather today. And anyway, I took in a pan with a little bit of that bacon grease. There's a couple pieces of crumbled bacon. I had the bacon grease. I sauteed. I think it was a small yellow onion. It may have been white. I chopped that up in there and put it in there, and 2 or 3 more of those little colored peppers. And I just marinate, just got sauteed that until the stuff got soft. And I took it and put it in with the beans. And I put, you can look in the video, quite a bit of that barbecue sauce on it. And I actually put another, I think it was 2 tablespoons of the liquid smoke in there on top of what's in the barbecue sauce. I've got them in the oven. I don't think y'all can see. Let me see. See if I can back this up a little bit. Maybe. There you go. They're in the oven. There you go. It's in the oven. And those are going to bake for about 45 minutes at 350. And I told you with that pie I made, it was just a last minute thing I decided to do. And I took one of those Marie Callender pie press. And I thought set it out. I took it in the oven, put the oven at 375, and I put it in there. I put some little holes with, lightly, not all the way through, but some little holes with a fork. And I cooked it for about 15-20 minutes so it gets that bottom crust started cooking. And I took those 2 fresh peaches I had, and I put, I told you the ingredients. It was a little bit of sugar, a little tiny bit of vanilla, and a little bit of, I think I used like a tablespoon of butter or something like that. Anyway, I just took that, sliced those up, tossed them, and I took that little sandwich bag that I had that was half full of blueberries, and I thawed those out, and I got them thawed out and drained good, and I put 1/3 of a cup of the brown sugar and some flour, or no, regular sugar and some flour, about 2 or 3 tablespoons of flour, and I mixed together so they wouldn't sink. I put it in there with those, and this crust was 1/4 of a cup of flour, 1/4 of a cup of softened butter, and I took 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I used a 1/2 cup of the quick oats, and let me see, yeah, and the brown sugar. I used between 1/3 and a 1/2 cup of the brown sugar. And I made that crumble, and I put it in there and let it bake till it was nice and brown. I already tried it. It's really good. It's not overly sweet. It's just right. And it'd be good with, I think, with some ice cream or even whipped cream, or just like it is. So that's what I have for y'all today. On the 7th, I'm going to be doing the sesame chicken and the ham fried rice. And after that, I'll decide by then what I might be doing by the next weekend. Not sure if I'm going to do cabbage rolls or stuffed peppers. It's going to depend on how much the stuffed pepper, the bell peppers are right now. They've been really expensive. Even the sorted ones are the green ones. So I'll probably just go with the cabbage rolls and do those. And then that'll give you a something that, you know, you've got your rice and you've got your meat and everything in there. So it's really a meal itself. And I will go ahead and show you how to cook the head of cabbage in the boiling water and pull the leaves off and then drain them. And you probably, you know, and then of course I just mix the meat mixture up as raw and it's stuffed with, and goes roll in those cabbage rolls and put in there and then topped with tomato sauce topping that's baked until it's done. But anyway, we like those real well. And, so I'll do those. And I'm going to do maybe a strawberry refrigerator dessert. I have got one meatloaf recipe up on my channel, but I am going to try Elvis Presley's meatloaf. Well, I'm curious about that. People say it's one of the best meatloafs you could ever eat. So I'm going to try that. And I'll just go from there and see where we're at and what the weather's doing. I want to get into making chili and shepherd's pie and stuff, and some other, you know, date nut bread. I want to make some date nut bread and pumpkin bread, get into some of that stuff, and some 1950 brownies that they made when I was going to school. And we'll get into those kind of things. And somebody wanted to see some salmon. I do have a salmon that I cook, and it's got a teriyaki sauce on it. With just rice that I really like, and it doesn't take long at all. I don't bake it. I just kind of put it on the stove and I cook it actually in a lot of butter. And I make that sauce. I take that butter and make that sauce, teriyaki sauce, and put over it. It's really good. It's really, I like it that way. So, and then I'll see about, I have some appetizers I want to do. And we'll just play it by ear and see where we're at later on. It's already almost 5 after 4, so I'm not going to keep you all any longer. It's holiday weekend. You can get back with your families or friends. Kind of look into, keep these people in mind that are going through a lot of, there's a missing mother in Tennessee that's not been found that went out jogging, school teacher, mother too, and Friday. And they have not found her. They found her phone. They found her water bottle. I think they found some articles of her clothing. They've removed a dumpster in the area. I'm not sure what all it is. I know they have her husband lawyered up. He's not talking. There was a nanny, 22-year-old nanny who went stand, and 3 other guys that's been arrested. Some of them been charged. I don't know where that's going. It doesn't sound real good. But these are 2 little kids that someday are gonna wonder why they don't have their mom. Which I'm sure it's been this long and this is Sunday. She's probably no longer here. I can't say that for sure, but it doesn't look very hopeful. They even removed shears and some other things out home. So a bag of stuff. And usually when you see those kind of things going on, it's usually pointing to a not very positive outcome. But keep those people in mind, and it's going to be really tragic if these little boys have to grow up. And even, I think there was some issues with the father and stuff, and possibility something may have been going on there involved or something, because she was from a very, well, inheritance like a billionaire's family, so very high profile person. So I'm not sure that's going, but it's still, it doesn't matter if you have money or not, you know. Why should a person's life have money value on it? Why is it that people want to do things just to make money? I don't understand that at all. I don't understand how you could ever live with yourself. I don't even understand with the money that was in that family. There was only a $50,000 reward put on her. Personally, I don't understand that. I would have thought they would have offered anything to have got her back. And the more money you offer, usually you'll have a within the first 24 hours, they say you have a better outcome. At least that's what I've always studied and read about. So it's just a sad case. And I don't know what this deal is with this girl in California. That's a really messed up case. I don't know if this, who the girl is, anything about it, I don't know what happened. I don't know the circumstances around it. It's just a really screwed up case. So I don't know. I just don't even touch that. But still, there's people in the world that's going through things like this. So you need to keep those people in your mind, and on your minds, in your heart and in your prayers, especially these for the kids and the parents and extended families. Anyway, that's where I'm at today for you guys. Have a good one, and enjoy being with your family during the weekend and stuff. This is something, let me show you something. I love this, what my daughter does for her boys. This is a billboard parallel thing that she does in the kitchen. She put Labor Day weekend, and this shows kind of mother. Laugh, sleep in late, eat, play games, have fun, spend time with your family, and smile. That's what kids need. And unfortunately, I worked a lot of hours and a lot of different jobs and bad marriages and stuff, and I was not able to be there for my kids like I should have been, and I realize a lot of things now later on. But I feel blessed to know that my kids have a good outlook for the most part about things, and their parenting skills. I'm proud of them. I really am. I'm proud of them. And she has 3 boys. I have other grandkids. I have 16 grandkids. The 16 great. Big family, but I mean, these boys are all good students, good kids. I mean, they just are. They're wonderful kids. They're here in the house right now, and you wouldn't even know it. They're 3. 2 boys are teenage, and the other one's, getting close to being there for long. But anyway, just keep your family in mind and spend time with them, and enjoy yourself. And remember to tell your families, friends, and people that you love them and how important they are in this world. Let me check and see who's in here before I let y'all go. Let me see. Oh, hi, Anita. I see you. And Panthera, hi. Thank you, girls, for being here. Hi, Bethy. Hi, Anna. I really appreciate y'all being here. Cindy, thank you so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Bonita, thank you. Really appreciate y'all being here. But anyway, just keep those thoughts. And remember also things, don't harass people on YouTube. Creators or subs, I don't care who they are. Leave them alone. Don't harass them for their opinions, their theories, their views. Again, I'm going to tell people, you need to take and look at the facts. You need to read Discovery. You need to look at interviews, videos, whatever. I don't care what case it is. But use common sense when you come to those conclusions. But don't push your conclusion or whatever you feel happened, whether it's based on what you're feeling or based on what you've actually facts. Don't push that off on other people. It's not right. And don't harass them and don't bother them. That's very unfair. And it's just, we're supposed to be adults. And I would think YouTube is a big enough place for everybody to be without having all the drama. So just remember those things. Anyway, guys, I've said enough. Have a nice day, and I'll see you all later. Have a happy Labor Day. Bye-bye, guys.